Good evening, ladies and gents. How you doing? I'm middle-aged gamer guy, better known as Mag. Welcome to another Tuesday night gaming chat where we talk about all the latest gaming news and reviews from the last 7 days or so. And I'm also going to say that is probably the last time that you see that intro video, because as of next week, dare I say it, it will be the Christmas one. Yes, it's come around that quickly. So we'll be playing the Christmas intro next week. Let's say hello to some wonderful people who are already here. Nice and early over on Twitch. Gozzo, good evening. How you doing? Also, Flame, hello. How you doing? Sticky Knievel, evening all. How you doing? Dave Johnson's like, shut up. No, he doesn't want to know about Christmas. That's why. So there you go. You see, it even backs it up. Christmas doesn't exist until next week. Also over on YouTube, Retro Shazar, hello. How you doing? Danka, one of our regulars, how you doing? Melissa, welcome on in. Lovely to see you. Welcome on in, everybody. So welcome. We've got another jam-packed show for you today and two wonderful guests for you. We're explaining everything that's coming up in the show. But obviously, I can't do this show without, my help. Basically, the guy that is the fountain of knowledge, the man that knows everything about gaming, the co-host who knows the most. Give it up for the one and only Mr. David Jones.
Good evening, mate. How you doing?
I'm all right. How are you?
Oh, not too bad, thank you. Hope everyone in chat's doing well.
Yeah. Hope we're doing all right. Ozone's in. Ozone's a brand new viewer from yesterday. Hello, Ozone. Great to see you. And yes, people are happy to see you here. Woo, Dave! Throws panties at Dave.
Carefully dodges it.
Yeah. I was going to say he's not quite Tom Jones, is he? Let's face it. No offense, Dave, but there you go.
None taken, mate.
And we don't know where those panties have been, so let's leave that one there. But he did say well dodged. So there you go. So what you been playing? What you been up to, my friend?
Well, apart from just the usual work and doing some bits and pieces with the family, been playing a bit more Battlefield 6. Just trying out the new sabotage game mode in that one that's come out with the latest part of the season, which seems all right. Just a smaller 8v8 mode. You got to destroy some equipment. Seems all right, but I still prefer the bigger modes in the game, so I'm probably going to stick with those. Then I'm trying to get back into Expedition 33 because I kind of left it at the end of Act 1, so I've been playing a little bit of that. So problem is, having left it for a few couple of months, I think probably trying to get back into the whole parrying windows and everything like that. So I was kind of getting absolutely battered by enemies, so I've just dropped the difficulty down a bit just so I can try and slowly get back into the swing of it. I might knock it back up as I go along. I'll see, but still enjoying the rest of it, but it's just trying to get back into the swing of the combat. Really,
I forgot. I was with you. I jumped out of it and then I came back in and I forgot the jump mechanic. There's a thing where that and the symbol kept coming up. I was like, I can't remember what that means, and I kept getting it, and I was like, oh, that's jumped. So
eventually it dawns back on you, doesn't it?
Yeah, it slowly comes back. I did like Danker's joke because I said he's not Tom Jones, and he said, well, it's not unusual.
Very nice.
There you go. He's here all week, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, welcome on in. I have no idea how I pronounce that name, so my apologies, but hello, thank you for being here. I have also been playing, ironically, some Expedition 33 because again, congratulations to Samfall for the 7 wins at the Golden Joystick Awards last week. I know that they are it was good to see actually, because we had nice to see Dan from Kepler Interactive was on stage with them when they collected the final award, and obviously Dan's been on this show, so I was like, he's big grin on his face, and I was like, well done to them. And I did send him a message on Twitter saying, mate, you look well chuffed, and he says we are. So fingers crossed. They do great guns at the Game Awards as well. But congratulations to everyone else that won awards. I think they were greatly deserved, except the 2 for Rockstar. I'm going to say that just felt shoehorned in. And when they did win one of the awards, the audience didn't seem very best pleased with it. I think it was just bad timings with obviously the layoffs and stuff. But everyone else, very much well deserved. And I just wish Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 had won a few more awards. And I noticed Keeper was not mentioned at all, and it seemed to have been ignored from all awards recently.
You often find there's some omissions here and there, don't you?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we've seen like Kingdom Come, Expedition 33 launched the same year after it.
Yes.
And that kind of got a lot of the praise. You know, a lot of the focus got taken away from
Yeah.
Kingdom Come. It's just bad. Happens for probably every year for everything.
I know.
It's,
So some games get overlooked, and it's a shame. But no, there's some great games out there. Again, we'll do our top 15 games of the year in a couple of weeks on our Christmas special. So hopefully we'll cover some games that other outlets haven't, and we say, well, we like this game, you should try it. So fingers crossed. Iquail, good evening. Welcome on in. Love to see you there. Danka says there is an update which has added new stuff, but not sure if it's been applied yet for Clair Obscura. I believe it's coming. I think that's supposed to be next year. But if that's something different, let me know. Dave Johnson says, what the hell am I doing with my life? Because he's now on a 20 stream streak on Twitch. He's watched 20 streams. God help you, man. But thank you for that. You get an extra 450 bonus mojo bites, also known as channel points. So there you go. Iqual says to Dave, your message was blocked as hostile. Didn't know that was a thing. Aren't all messages hostile? These two have got this thing going on every week, them two, just at it. Mods and management, just bicker. I ain't got time for that. Anyway, so as well as playing some Expedition 33, I did 100% the Indiana Jones DLC, because you said you started playing that the other week. And I was like, I finished it, but never got the 100%. So I literally spent an hour just going around collecting all little bits. Did that.
Oh, see, I can never be bothered with that. Those little collectibles.
It's sad. I did it with the main game, so I thought, why not? So, because otherwise it'll bug me that I didn't do it with the DLC. And I finished something else. Oh, I know what I finished. Another great game, which again got nominated, but hasn't won anything as yet. I finally got round to playing the Midnight Walk, and I'll go through it again. And to do the second ending. Because it's only a 4 or 5 hour game, and it's such a beautiful game. I did find out that I could have just reloaded my save and done the ending again, but I love that game so much that I wanted to play through it again. So
that's a good excuse. I'd completely forgotten about that game actually until you mentioned.
So that's another one that's it's not been forgotten about, but it's up for nomination. So fingers crossed it gets something. But yeah, I really enjoyed the Midnight Walk. So very, 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 very well done. Anyway, that's enough of that. And while the chat on Twitch are bickering, see, Danka said might as well play it. Well, that's what I thought. It's such a good game. Might as well. So there you go. I mean, I think that might be the only second game that I've played through twice this year, because I've still got a backlog here, literally. But there you go. We've united against you, Mag. I'm not surprised. It was bound to happen. But there you go. Send your lawyers over. We'll get the paperwork sorted. Any payoffs won't be paid off by me or Dave. And speaking of payoffs, I do have to say that this stream is sponsored by the Ubisoft Black Friday sale. If you do exclamation Ubisoft on the Twitch chat, we are running a competition which actually ends tomorrow night. So you can get up to 90% off on all deals on all Ubisoft games. And that is not just for PC, it's for Switch 2, Switch, PS5 and Xbox Series X and S. And if you use my code MiddleAgeGam, that helps. Couldn't get middle-aged game, but it wouldn't fit. It was too long. But you use that code and then send me the proof of purchase. You will be entered into a competition to win the gold edition of Star Wars Outlaws that comes with both the DLCs on a platform of your choice. So you've got until midnight tomorrow, and then we're going to announce the winner on Thursday. So one of you that's bought games through that is going to win a prize. Now, if you spend over 20 quid, you can also use the code holiday20 to get a further 20% off your purchases. So you're going to get some absolute bargains. And I know people like Iqual and Danka have done that, and a number of other people. So thank you for that. And thank you for the support. And thank you to Ubisoft for sponsoring us. Literally up until tomorrow. So cheers for that, guys. Appreciate that. Now let's bring in our guests. Now we've got all the contractually obliged stuff out the way. These wonderful gentlemen, I was introduced to by I'm going to give him a shout out, the wonderful Bram from Game Taste. You may have seen that we've done a number of streams for Game Taste. Bram, I met him at TwitchCon in Rotterdam earlier this year for the first time. He's passionate about indie games. He basically pushes indie games. He helps devs get more exposure. You've seen that we've had a number of devs on this show because of Bram. So I've got to give him a special shout out. And obviously, back just before Christmas, we had the wonderful team from Fun Tanks on. And this game, we actually played the demo of back at the start of October. And I know a lot of you that watched the show enjoyed it very, very much. So we reached out to the team because it is their second game. It's due to come out in the first quarter of next year, and said, would you like to come? And they are here. Please welcome our guests from Ash and Adam's Games. It's Ash and Adam. Hello, gents. How you doing?
Hello.
Hi.
Thanks for having us.
Great to have you here. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah.
And I know the mods are going to drop the links in. But just to say, this is your second game ever. You've worked on lots of different games. I know there's some games that you've both worked on that I've played with as well, because one of you worked on Monaco.
Yeah. That was me. That wasn't Ash.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ash.
Sorry.
Oh, full credit take there. Are you taking?
Yeah. No, I've been doing games professionally since 2004. And most of that time has been spent in the indie space. So Monaco's probably the biggest one in terms of numbers, but there's a lot of really good stuff back there. So
how kind of obviously you've been working since 2004. Ash, give us an idea of how long you've been working in the games industry.
I started in 2020, I think. I had sold a startup and was looking for the next thing to do, and I ended up playing a bunch of games with a friend and figured that maybe I could actually do this as a real thing. Maybe this could become a full-time thing.
Nice. And then how did you end up meeting to kind of form Ash and Adam's Games? How did that all come about?
do you want to take it? I'll take it.
Go ahead, yeah.
Okay. We both worked on, another mutual friend was doing a game. He contracted both of us. I was the art director. Ash was the code lead. That was the first time we met. And that was a really fun game to make. That was a Desktop Dungeons rewind. But it was a little crunchy, a little sloggy at times. And but Ash and I said, like when this is done, let's just jam something out. Let's keep, because we loved working with each other, and it really just kind of took off from there. That's
cool. Now, from that process, you did your first game, which was Ash and Adam's Gobsmacked. When did that come out? Just because that was the one thing I didn't. When did you do your first game together?
I think that was last year, August 2024, August. Right, okay. I think was its full release date. Yeah.
So just over a year. And how long was the whole process from getting that to release for you guys?
I want to say it was 18 months in total, Adam.
Okay,
so it was we prototyped. It's so weird because it wasn't clean. We started it and then we knew exactly what we were doing and then we finished it. We probably took about 6 to 8 months kind of figuring it out.
Yeah.
And then once we knew what it was okay, let's do it. And that it was less than a year from that point, through production. But it took us a little bit to figure out really what we wanted to do with it.
Okay.
That's really fair.
I'm sorry, I've just got to say that the man at the moment, we've just been shouting this man out and he's just appeared. And the first thing he said was, oh no, I missed the start. It's Bram.
What's up, Bram?
So, hey, Bram, how you doing, man? We were bigging you up big time. So you can always watch it back on catch up. Yeah. It's fine. So there we go. Yeah. Hope you're doing well, my friend. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to play the trailer for the next. He was playing Skyrim. That's no excuse. I thought you were going to.
That's a bullshit excuse.
What I'm going to do is you brought out your first game August last year. And then obviously it's almost like another 18-month process, and almost because this your next game, some of the people in the chat will have seen, because I played this at the start of October as part of a thing that we did for Game Taste and Bram, showcasing lots of demos off for Steam Next Fest. And yours was the first game that we played, and a lot of people were like, "This isn't a brag," but we did a poll of the 3 games that we did, and your game was the game that people liked the most. So thank you to my community for that. So I know that they've been wanting to hear more about this. So for those who are not familiar with Existential Treads, this is the game. I'm going to play the trailer and then we'll talk more about how the idea came about it and what was going on in your heads and that, and then where you want to go next. So let's play the trailer for Ash and Adam's Existential Treads. you go. So we'll just correct the trailer, because if you go on the Steam store page, and I know, thank you to the mods, they're putting all the links in the YouTube and the Twitch chat. So there's a link to Adam and Ash's website, plus it will take you to the Steam store page. Looking at Q1 of 2026 for release, aren't we?
Yeah, that was just watching that trailer. I was struck like, oh yeah, remember when we thought that was coming out this year? All right.
I think that's the thing, because when we covered it, we knew, we were already told, Bram had already said to us, this is a Q1 of 2026. So we were stating, like, if you want to wish list it, it's going to be out in the first quarter. And that's very much why we wanted to get you on the show now, because it's like you're a couple of months away from releasing. So how does it feel? Do you think you're quite close, or you're like, oh no, we've only got a couple of months to go?
No, we were actually just talking earlier. So earlier this week, I was doing some work on enemy bases. That's like one of the features that we're pushing on right now. And I finished up it seemed like a big task when I started it, and then I did it in like an afternoon. I was like, oh, wow, that went really, really fast. And then I was struck with, we're like 2 or maybe 3 weeks of like full-time work away from being content complete. And so there's still going to be balancing and stuff like that, but we're not going to be like making new stuff. It's just going to be taking what we have and like really making it feel good, tweaking, dialing levers. You know what you do with levers, you dial.
Yeah.
Pulling levers, dialing dials. There we go.
Hang on, how do I?
It doesn't play.
That's a game in itself. That could be the third game, like dialing levers. There you go. It could be. There you go. I'm gonna say Ozone says this looks fantastic. I'm gonna say we will keep dropping. We will keep dropping the link to Steam page, because not only can you wishlist, there is a demo. Because literally that was the demo that I was playing. It contains first three levels, if I've got that correct. So, sorry, I've played a lot of games since the start of What's episode. I'm trying to remember every single play.
No, good memory.
Yeah, got away with that one. But yeah, 3 levels that you can play, and then kind of give me an idea. So obviously there's a tower defense element to it, but there's obviously a shooter, and also it's a builder, but also a demolisher game in that respect. So there's a lot going on. So kind of what you kind of went, mate, go, right, instead of just doing it, because let's face it, a lot of tower defense games get churned out 10 a penny, right?
Sure. Yeah.
So what was it that went, right, we want a tower defense game, but we want to completely change it and flip it on its head. So how did that all come about?
Adam had a lot of the initial spark for this idea. I think he had this idea for like a kind of cleaning game where you were cleaning up the trash world, and you were like collecting all of this trash. And our first prototypes were very much that. You were kind of like driving your little vehicle around and you were collecting trash. And we had the idea that you'd build a little settlement with the trash and kind of like restore the world. But I think as we worked on it, it kind of got a little more goofy, and we went from like the collector to like more of a tank, and we made it more actiony, and we were just enjoying the kind of like retro vibes as we amped it up. And so we kept going. And I think we both enjoy tower defense games, and then it just seemed like a perfect fit for the way this prototype was going.
Yeah. It's sometimes when you're working on something, especially early on, and we definitely did this with our first game. Gobsmacked is like a first person like movement shooter basically, but it almost started. One of the elevator pitches we said to each other were Quake meets Tony Hawk.
Okay.
And we sort of didn't end up capturing as much of the Tony Hawk stuff as we initially wanted to, but it was still like a really helpful conversation to have and like space to explore. And I think with this one, we did I don't think we had any like super snappy elevator pitch like that, but like early on it's really fun to do. It's fun and it's helpful to do the like, oh, that makes me think of game, right? Where you try something out and you're just like, hey, you know what? Like this may end up being nothing, but like random idea, wild idea. Let's just like give it a try. And like Ash, to his credit, like the way that we work, we design collaboratively, but then, Ash is the programmer and I'm the artist, and Ash is like a super fast programmer. So we can just say like, oh, hey, what about blah, blah, blah. And then, the next day we're playtesting it, which is great. So it's
Nice.
we do these really fast iterations, and I think for us, like a bigger team probably couldn't work this way, but like for us, we're able to entertain a lot of random ideas that, you know, again, might not end up becoming anything, but
Yeah.
they also might end up being super cool. So let's try them.
Okay. So my final question before we crack on with the show is, what's next then? So let's say this comes out between January and March 2026.
Yeah.
Are you straight into third game, or is there going to be a bit of breathing room, or what or is there a third game already planted and ready to go?
There's like potentially 5.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we're like
Nice.
we're talking. We sort of talk about ideas all the time,
Yeah.
right? We've got like in our Slack, we've got a miscellaneous game idea channel that I feel like I'm the one who usually I'll like Balatro plus bowling or something, just like some random idea that's like, oh, it's this, I don't know, shoulder shrug, it might be something. And then Ash is usually way more, yes. And we have started to share like pictures and stuff in our Discord. So
Nice.
there's like a handful of things from Ash actually just prototyped like a really cool riff on the Existential Treads building, but like turned it into its own thing. And so probably in like January, we'll start prototyping new stuff. But
sweet. Okay.
yeah. And then like, it's nice to have, because of that speed that I talked about earlier, we're able to like, you know, potentially look at 4 or 5 or 6 different prototypes and be like, okay, what's actually the next one?
There you go. Dan says I can picture that idea. So that's really cool. Emily, hi. I was going to say, if you guys have got a Discord and you want people to join, if you want to send a link in the private chat, I'll send that to the mods and we can
definitely
get that Discord if you're happy for us to push that out as well.
Sweet.
But what I'll also say, hello to Emily, who's watching on YouTube. Welcome. Greatly appreciate it. Also, Gozzo's here. What you said, good. Sorry that I missed the message. I've been recording some racing gameplay on the PS1. And he says, hello, Ash and Adam. So welcome, Gozzo. Great to have you here as always. And he says, the chat box is missing. Don't worry. I've got you covered because we're going to kick that in so everyone can see the YouTube chat and the Twitch chat in a minute. We'll do that when we officially kick off the show. Are we ready? We'll talk a little bit more Existential Treads a bit later on the show. But shall we get the show officially kicked off?
Yeah.
Sounds great.
Excited.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, this is our 244th show. Whew! We've got 8 new games and the latest gaming news for you. We're going to be talking about the new Marvel's Deadpool VR and a game that I am actually going to be trying out on Thursday, Kirby's Air Riders on Switch 2. Plus, we've got a load of other games and a load of gaming news, including, and this is probably no surprise after we talked about it last week, why the European launch for Call of Duty Black Ops 7 was hugely disappointing. And we did try that game last night. That was fun. There you go.
Oh,
that's all I'll say about that. I have got the link here for the Discord. Thank you very much, Adam. So what I'll do, I'm going to send that. I'm going to chuck that in the chat here. And then if mods would be so kind to copy that and then drop that in also with this Steam link and everything else, that'd be appreciated. But there you go. If you want to join Ash and Adam's Discord, there is the link in all the chats. There you go. Bram says, saw that it was the least selling in the COD franchise in Japan as well. Yeah, it's not doing good, but we'll talk about that later on. This is by Magic. Ba-ding! The chat for everything has just appeared. Sorry, there's covering a little bit of Ash's face. I didn't want to do that.
I can scoot over, actually.
Yeah, I'm saying here.
There you can hide behind us.
Yeah, there you go. See, best laid plans and all that, but there you go. So let's kick things off with our first game tonight. This came out last Tuesday on PC, and this is called News Tower. So let's have a look at the trailer for this.
The 1930s, the Great Depression, Prohibition, and the rise of fascism in Europe pushing the world to the brink of war.
What a time to own a newspaper. Run your printing operations efficiently with state-of-the-art machinery. Treat your staff to the very best working environment. Have your own editorial line, hard-hitting journalism, or sensational headline-grabbing gossip. It's all on your plate. There's no room for conflicts of interest in our noble profession. And remember to welcome competition with open arms. Start your news empire today and decide what tomorrow's scoop will be.
There you go. So that was News Tower. Do you know what? I'm going to turn the chat off. If it really bothers people, let me know. But we'll turn the chat off. We'll bring the chat up on screen anyway. Also, we have pinned Ash and Adam's links in the Twitch chat. So if anyone misses any of the links, everything's there, including the Discord now. So you can click on those links and go follow. Bram just said that the people who made this game is made from made in his city in Rotterdam, which is really cool.
That's
Dave,
interesting because it has like this really American flavor. But
doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's got that thing because it's that prohibition vibe kind of thing.
Yeah.
That kind of thing going on, that sort of era. But Dave, tell us more about this then.
Yeah, certainly. So yeah, this is your sort of classic management sim. You've come into ownership of a struggling media empire, and which you've got to try and build back up. So during the Great Depression, the 30s, so everything is a little bit on the shit side. So you've got to get the right staff in, get the right equipment for them, try and get the newspaper business going. So you can then hire better people and more stuff and just slowly expand it. Looks pretty decent from what I could see in the trailer. I like the graphical style they've gone for. Looks really quite cool. I like the sort of idea that you can either go for like the really attention grabbing headlines or go a bit more in depth with the reporting. So either you might want to write something a bit tabloidy like the Sun, or make something a bit more in depth like the Guardian, something like that. You get to sort of choose what headlines you put in and see how it affects the sales of your paper. So yeah, looks like a pretty decent game. It's got a few interesting choices for you to deal with as you're playing through. I think it looks like a cool little management game.
Yeah, I like the look of this. I don't play a lot of management games, but there's ones that do grab me, and we had the movie one that we talked about last year that I played and stuff. I like the look of this. I do like that whole aesthetic as well, that whole prohibition era thing. I've always kind of enjoyed that.
Yeah, somewhat just grab you, don't they?
Yeah,
it grabs me with that style.
Danker's saying it's not his type of game, but I get like the idea behind the strategic style. Bram was saying play tested at one of the play testing events in Rotterdam. Lucky bugger. I'm going to say, lucky you.
He's in there early, Bram.
Yeah, he's a super networker. He's super good. Would recommend. There you go. Now, what we're gonna do is we'll split this up. So I'll bounce between. Which one of you wants to talk about this? Who's the one that would kind of say? Or shall
that trailer had me 10 seconds in. I would play that game. Okay. I would get and try that. That was great.
What did you like about
art style? Yeah. And I have a propensity for that kind of like management sim game, and I mean this in the most like loving way possible. It reminded me of a Flash game. It reminded me of like the old Flash game era, that it's something that I could sink, like a few hours into and feel good about it and not have to spend like 80 hours on. Yeah,
I totally agree. That's got me interested. I'll be honest, I didn't know much about this until literally a week ago when it popped up on like list of games to consider. So some things we know about months in advance, but this was one that kind of dropped out. But I really like the look of that. So let me explain what's going to happen. For anyone who's not seen the show before, we technically don't review the games, but I scour the internet and go through all the different reviews, whether it be websites from Metacritic, IGN, GamerRanks, Eurogamer, to name a few, and take all the review scores and squish them into an average review score. Now, you may agree with it, you may not. I might get slagged off for it because it may be anywhere near what other scores are, but it's part of the fun. And if Adam and Ash and Dave guess the scores correctly, they get a shout out, and chat on YouTube and Twitch can take part too, because a number of you are also streamers that's watched this show. So we will give you shout out for your channel. So it's a bit of fun. Some people have already started putting scores in the chat. Let's see what people are saying. Dave Johnson saying a 7 out of 10. You can have halves and whole numbers as well, guys, just so you know, because I don't want you just going, it's that. Danker, 8.5 for this one. Gozzo, 8.5. Iquel missed the trailer because he was too busy modding and dropping links in, but 7 out of 10. So appreciate that. He says, scour the internet. He uses Google and clicks on the first link. Bullshit, Dave.
You just
Do you know how long it takes
GPT these days. It'll save you
I
hours.
don't- yeah, do you know what? I was going to do that. It'd be so much because I spend 4 or 5 hours writing this show. I could probably do it in half an hour if I used GPT. Flipping heck. Anyway, he says, every week I say this. I know. And every week I'm not letting you get away with it. Falco says, you played the Super Ninja games, Mag. Yes, we do. But Super Ninja in a newsroom. UK, Brian from the UK Gaming Network said, good evening, Brian. How you doing? 8 out of 10 for this one. Flame is saying 7. Retro Shazar says 7. And Dave says, I regret nothing. No, you never do. But there you go. I'll start with Dave. What do you reckon this got?
I'm going to try an 8.
Okay, go for an 8. Adam?
I don't know. Bram says it's really good. I think I want to go 9.
Oh, go for a 9. Ash, just so you know, you can go for different scores because if either of you get it right, you get shout outs anyway.
Ooh,
So
yeah, let's min-max this, man.
My worry is that I'm being too safe. I'm going to say 7.5, but actually I think Adam might be closer to truth.
Okay, so we always say a safe 7 or a safe 7.5. There's nothing wrong with that on this channel. Chat, this is your last chance. Get your scores in for News Tower, which came out last Tuesday on PC. And if no other scores pop in the chat in the next few seconds, I can tell you that this kicks us off very nicely with our first game of the show with an 8.5 out of 10 on average. So there you go, 8.5. So we got a couple of people who got that right. A lot of people were very close. So Gozzo, congratulations, and Danka, they're straight off on the bat from the start. So that's pretty cool. We'll see, because some weeks they do really well, and some weeks a bit. So we'll see how well they do this week. See if we can catch them out this week. So there you go. Congratulations to everyone who's getting a shout out for there. Moving on to our second game. This was something that was announced, I believe, last Christmas, first announced. And everyone was like, is it Ryan Reynolds? Is it not? And then it turns out it was Neil Patrick Harris doing the voice of Deadpool for this particular game. Also with John Leguizamo, the well-known actor, also doing a voice role in this. And we've even seen adverts for this game where Ryan Reynolds is in the advert playing Doogie Howser. So they obviously kind of take a lesson for that, which I thought was quite funny. So let's have a look at this. This is a VR-only game on MetaQuest 3 and MetaQuest 3S. This also came out last Tuesday. This is Marvel's Deadpool VR. Let's have a look at the trailer.
My massive, galaxy-spanning streaming network is expanding.
Nice imagery.
To score eyeballs, I need talent.
Now that is efficient exposition.
The biggest, baddest, bastards recruited across time and space. They require persuasion.
Look who it is. Spyro Gyro, a deluxe portal for 2, if you please.
Adoring fans will be watching your every move.
Fighting on a reality show to the cheers of trillions.
Minimum effort.
I have little tolerance for low ratings.
OMG.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. He does do a good Ryan Reynolds impression, but there's sometimes when you can tell it is Neil Patrick Harris when I've seen other footage, so it kind of slips in and out. But no, generally pretty good. So before I get Dave to say anything about this, one of Dave's top 5 games from, I don't know if it was last year, it might have been the year before, was obviously the Batman Arkham VR game, because that rated very highly, and is still regarded to this day as one of the best VR games. So the question is, because most VR games do fall short of what people are expecting, can this match the Batman game? So let's see. But before we do that, Dave, tell us a little bit more about this one.
Yeah, well, this is Deadpool has got pulled into a reality show. The one villain, Mojo, is in an interdimensional reality show. Pulled Deadpool into this and forces him to take part in like various like episodes where he's going to go and capture other villains from his universe, like Lady Deathstrike and Mephisto. So you're going to be going to like different environments themed around these villains, and you've got to like fight your way through waves and waves of enemies to get to them and capture them. And it looks like it's sort of retaining the usual Deadpool humor, lots of like fourth wall breaking where he's talking to you or taking the bits out of the game, the devs, various other bits and pieces. Looks really cool from what I've seen. Graphically, it looks pretty decent. I mean, you'd never expect like the best sort of graphics when it's a quest only title, because it's got limitations. You've got to make sure it runs well and doesn't make you feel sick in VR. So they've gone for I think a good looking style for it. It's got a good comic booky style, and it's got the usual VR trappings in it. You're going to feel immersed in there. You're going to be grabbing weapons out of the air. It's like you hack the arm off an enemy and grab his gun from the air. You're going to be doing stuff like that. So it looks pretty good. So I'm definitely interested in playing this at some point, because after playing Batman, I think last year or the year before.
Yeah, I think
been waiting for been waiting for another like sort of high end, if you like, VR game to play. Because whilst you get a lot of VR games, it's rare you get a lot of like really good licensed ones that come out. So it's nice to see that some are appearing. So this does look cool. And you just say Neil Patrick Harris does a good job there. I'm sure he's a bit more budget friendly than Marvel. Went that way. But it looks like he's done a good job, and there's lots of other good voice artists in there as well. So definitely interested in playing this one.
Okay. I'll go over to Adam. Are you a Deadpool fan? Would you want to get your hands on this?
Honestly, like this, I can look at this and be like, oh, this is like a really cool example of the craft, right? It definitely, the art I really, really liked. It looked like art, honestly, that I would make. But this is just like, I'm outside the demographic on this one, honestly.
Okay. That's fair. That is absolutely fair. Folks, start getting scores in, because we want to know what you're saying. Now, I have heard from the reviews that if you are interested in getting this, it's better to play it on the MetaQuest 3 than the MetaQuest 3 S. It does struggle a little bit on the S, but MetaQuest 3 is where it's at if you do want to try this. Okay. Let's see what people are saying scores-wise. So chat, get your scores in now. Dank is saying an 8 out of 10. Dave Johnson saying a 7 out of 10. Brian from the UK Gaming Network, 7.5. Flame saying a 7.5. Gozzo saying an 8 out of 10. So let's start with Adam this time, and I'll work my way around.
I'd think maybe 7.5. That feels right to me.
Okay, 7.5 from Adam. Ash?
I'm going to say 7.
Okay, going for a 7. Okay, so we've got 7.5. 7. Dave, what say you?
I'll go for an 8.
Go for an 8. Okay, so we literally covered all bases. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Who else we got here? Falco saying a 7.5 as well. Retro Shazar saying an 8. iQuell saying an 8. Folks, last chance. Get your scores in. This is Marvel's Deadpool VR, which came out last Tuesday on MetaQuest 3 and MetaQuest 3S. And if there are no more scores.
Question for Dave. Do you know if this is the same studio that made the Batman game that you really liked?
I think it's a different studio. I'd have to check which one it is there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chat, can you look that up for us, please? We sometimes don't know when the chat find out for us. So yeah, chat verified that the Batman game came out last year as well. But I couldn't remember that being in your top 5, but it was in your top 5. So terrible. I knew it was in the top 5. I thought that was 2 years ago though. We do too many of these shows.
Mate, I'll lose track.
I know. Yeah. So much time, so many games. Okay, folks, I can tell you that this, again, quite a few people got this right. This did very well. And that didn't work. And I don't know why. I pressed the button. Has it appeared?
Yeah,
it did for me.
Oh, it's not working on my screen. So it still says.
It's there.
There you go. Technology is wonderful, but it's an 8 out of 10, folks. 8 out of 10 for this one. There you go. So Gozzo, well done. Second one right, 2 for 2. iQuail, well done. You got that right. And let's actually just scroll back up because a few other people got it right. Retro Shazar on YouTube, well done. You got it right as well. Danker over on YouTube, you got it right. So 4 people there got that right. So congratulations. And obviously, Dave got it right. Now the 8's appeared. Oh, my thing's
better late than never.
Yeah, there you go. But I got
late than ever,
everybody else. Great. There you go. Technology. Now, obviously, Dave got it right, but Dave is not a streamer or a YouTuber or a game dev or anything, so we have to give him a shout in a different way. You can do ! Dave in the Twitch chat to give him a shout out. But this is going to impress you guys because this is how technology works. No expense spared on this bit. Dave, how would you like your shout out for your first game?
I think we've got to show them the spinning on the chair first.
Spinning on the chair. Okay.
It is a sight to behold.
This is the highlight of the show. Once we've done this, it's peaked and it's all down here from now. Okay, guys.
Completely downhill.
Here we go. Dave!
Very nice.
There you go. So I apologize to all the viewers now because everything's just going to be pretty.
Yeah, we still hit hour and 15 too. This is like
no.
Yeah, we'll just drag the rest of it.
Can you leave getting them right until the end, please?
Exactly.
I guess I'll one for the next game.
Okay. We'll have more game reviews and more chances to win shout-outs. Probably more spins on the chair for Dave a little bit later on. But let's talk about some gaming news. And Danker's just posted. Thank you, Danker. 2 different studios. Twisted Pixel did Deadpool and Flash did Batman. Thank you. There you go. Dave Johnson says, I'm now going to DM Dave all the right answers just to annoy me. Thing is, Dave, you don't know the right answers because I'm the only one because it's in my book here. I'm the only one that writes the script. So if you somehow manage to give him all the right answers, then you're a calculating genius. He says, I can Google. Doesn't mean you're going to get it right. I said, I take averages only. There's so many websites I check. Anyway, well, if he does, then it put me to shame and I need to quit. But there you go. So Ghost of Yotei was the 3rd best-selling game of October. Battlefield 6, which Dave has been playing, is the 1st best-selling game. But to celebrate Ghost of Yotei, have announced some new things that are coming to the game absolutely free. If you have already completed the game, well, firstly, congratulations. But there is now a new Game Plus mode that literally landed as of yesterday. So all this stuff we're going to mention has opened up yesterday. There are 2 new harder modes on it, as if that game's not hard enough as it is, because it's like crazy difficult. But there you go. They've added 2 new trophies that you can get on the PS5, 30 new cosmetics, and 10 new sets of weapons that you can use, or like skins for the weapons, all absolutely free. There's also new tier upgrades. So when you tier up, there's 2 more upgrades for that as well. And they've added new stuff to the photo modes and also some moderation modes, I believe, as well. Also a few little graphical tweaks as well. This all landed free yesterday. This is probably one of the quickest things we've seen on a game, because normally you get a game and they go, hey, here's a new Game Plus mode, like 6 to 8 months down the line. But they've literally done it in space of a month, which is very impressive. So do you think they already knew that they were like, right, we got this ready?
Yeah,
it was ready to go in the first place. What do we think, guys?
Yeah, absolutely. Like that to me, as a dev, just like this is all part of their strategy, and they probably would roll stuff out differently if it didn't sell well, but I think they probably were looking at it and were confident with what they had, and cool, here's going to be our update schedule, and good for them too. Like they definitely earned it.
It's done super well, and again, it's nominated for a ton of awards, so again, good luck to them, fingers crossed. Any other thoughts, gents? I've not actually personally played it. I've not had a chance at all to play it.
I haven't. It's actually funny. One of my pals. I live in a small city, and there's a handful of devs here, but everybody works remotely. One of them is one of the technical narrative designer or something like that at Sucker Punch. And so I knew that this game was in development for like a real long time.
Oh, wow.
And just to like see it come out and do so well, I'm like, oh man, like that's awesome. Mike Primo, good job, buddy. You're not watching this probably, but if you are, good job.
Well done, Mike. There you go. Oh, there you go. Any other comments, gents, or anything? Or shall we move?
Let's keep going.
Nice. Okay. We will move on to our 3rd game this evening. This also came out last Tuesday. This is on PC and PS5. And if you've got light sensitive eyes, this one may make your mind explode, because this is called Sectori, and you'll see what I mean from this trailer. Here we go. There you go. I also missed out. It was out on Xbox. And Brian, thank you for mentioning that. It was on the end of the trailer, which I said he came out on Xbox because he said I bought it there. Nice. So he's playing this on Xbox right now. I want to know what you think of this, Brian. But this looks insane, Dave. This one.
It does. I mean, as soon as I saw the trailer, it immediately made me think of Geometry Wars.
Yeah,
that's the old Xbox Live Arcade days. Yep. Yeah, there was a number of those. All of them really, really good. They're just a sort of quick pick up and play twin stick shooters, aren't they? Just really arcadey. Try and get like the best score, get to the top of the high score tower. Just good for playing that. This one looks like it's got. I don't think it's not really a roguelike, but it looked like it had a choice where you could pick between like 3 options. So there must be some action you do to get that during its little campaign. It must be like additional power ups. So you can see there was that there. Otherwise, it just very much looks like a Geometry Wars to me. Just pick up the pad, start shooting away. The arenas will change as you play it. I think it's all like procedurally generated, so it plays a bit different each time. It looks very, very cool. Good music as well. I think it's the sort of music. Turn the lights off, get some good headphones on, just get absorbed in it for hours probably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a number of people in the chat like the look of this. Dave Johnson said, "I'd say it looked boring, but the fancy colours made me blind." Who said that?
I thought Geometry Wars was like a hallucinogenic trip, and this is just like next level. Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
I had to watch the trailer twice just to figure out what was going on. I was just like, "Whoa, this is going mad." And I do apologize if the trailer didn't come out as good because we were only sent a 720p trailer, so I can only do what I'm given with. What was it actually called? This is called Sectori iQuail. That's what that's called. Well, Ash, I'll let you. What were your thoughts on this one? I'll go to you for this one.
I'm slightly biased because I heard about this yesterday. A friend texted me about it, and he's a Finnish developer. I live in Finland, and the developer of this game is a Finnish developer. So nice. He texted me to say, like, play my friend's game. It just came out. So I'm a little bit biased, but it looks super cool. Like, I mean, I would try this. It looks great.
I think this is a great game, as Dave has said. Like, you just pick up and play and have a go. Because so many games these days, you're going to play this 70-hour campaigning. So we don't get as many games that you can go, jump on, have a play, get through a level, and then jump back on it next day or a week later or whatever and just carry on. I like stuff like that. So let's see. Let's see what people are saying scores-wise. So Danker, 9.5 out of 10, he reckons, for this one. 9.5, that's a high score. Brian says anything less than a 9 would be scandalous. So obviously Brian's very much enjoying this game. He said he's got this on Xbox. Gozzo saying a 9.5. Chat, get your scores in. I'll start with Ash this time. What do you reckon this got?
I'm going big. I'm going with the 9.5 on this one.
Okay, going with a 9.5. Okay. Brian says this game is rock hard, but it's so addictive. Retro Jazar saying an 8. Flame saying an 8. Dave, what do you reckon?
I'm going to try a 9.
Okay, going for a 9. Adam?
I'll do 8.5.
Okay, 8.5.
Want to get that coverage again?
Yeah. Good. I like this. There's a system. I like it. Okay, Dave Johnson also saying a 9.5 as well, and I think Oakwell saying an 8.5 there. So, any more guesses? Let us know. This came out last Tuesday on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S. Wasn't on my notes. My apologies. And this is Sectori. And if there are no more guesses, I can tell you. Let's see if my thing works. This actually shows me. This did get a whopping 9.5.
Oh,
Here we go.
let's go.
9.5 out of 10. So, firstly, we're going to give Ash got it right. So, we are going to put all the links for Ash and Adam's games. The link to the Steam store, the link to their website, their Discord link. Go wishlist Existential Treads right now. Go download that demo. There it is. If you can pin it up in the Twitch chat again, I think you accidentally only did it for 20 minutes. If you can permanently put it up there, I'd greatly appreciate it. That way, more people can click it. So thank you so much.
Carpet. Nice.
Yeah, 9 point. Yeah, we're gonna look after you guys. Come on, you take the time to do it. There you go. He says the Discord links disappeared. Hang on then. Dave, let me do that. And it's there in the Twitch chat for you guys. Also, Dave Johnson. Congratulations, you got it right. Well done. And Gozzo is now free for free. And Danka is free for free. So they are doing pretty well. They're doing pretty well. So they had a couple of weeks where they're a bit, this might be the week where they're back on form. There you go. Thank you, Dave, for doing that and starting out there. Let's move on to our fourth game. This is a game that I'm going to cover in depth on Thursday. So if you want to tune in, I'll be on TikTok and Twitch at 8:30. Kirby Air Riders came out last week. I got sent this last week. They sent me a lovely little sticker sheet, which I'll show on the stream. Don't want to do it because buried under a load of files, but they sent me a load of stickers. Nintendo sometimes send things with these games. So everyone was a bit confused because they launched the Switch 2 with Mario Kart World, and then they immediately announced another kart racer, and everyone's like, why would you want to play this? But it's more than a kart racer. And possibly this trailer might show you why. And if not, then Dave will fill us in. But, ladies and gentlemen, this came out on Switch 2 last Thursday. This is Kirby Air Riders. There you go. So that is Kirby Air Riders, which came out last Thursday on Switch 2. And it is more just than a kart racer, isn't it, Dave? There's quite a few things on this one.
Yeah, for a couple of the reviews I watched, the reviews are more describing it as a bit more like a party game in like structure compared to like, a standard kart race like Mario Kart. You'd probably be better off thinking of it more like Mario Party, because whilst it's got like, racing modes to it, it's got like various other modes. It's like one where it's like slightly top down view. You race around the track, but the fact that some of these like little races you do can be over in a matter of seconds makes it feel more like a quick party game like the Mario Party or like WarioWare. Because it's made by I think it's Sakurai who makes the Smash Brothers games. It's got some of the Smash Brothers energy to it as well. Yeah. So it's got quite a bit more to it than just a basic kart racer. But it also because it's a bit more party game, it sounds like it is a better game, playing with friends, especially if you can get like a group round to play it locally on the couch. It sounds like you can have a really good time playing it there. It's quite interesting as well to sort of hear that it auto accelerates for you. You've only really got to use like a single button to like which is for both brake and boost. So you just got to sort of get used to tapping this button to try and slow down for these corners, and then let the boost go, just accelerate you back out and see speed again. That's kind of like the sort of tactic for the race. So that definitely sounds interesting. I mean, I never played the original, which I think was a GameCube title back in 2003, but that was a very bit of a cult sort of classic. So they decided to bring this back for the Switch too. So it looks interesting. Don't know if it's one I'll ever get round to playing. But I say it looks like an interesting game. Yeah, hopefully the people who enjoy the original will pick this up and enjoy this one as well.
I'll let everyone know what I think of it when we try it out on Thursday. And Dave, if you ever want to borrow it, let me know. Try it out. Dave Johnson says, what about if you don't have friends and only have enemies like me? I guess you can still play it.
It does support solo play, but you just
I'll go with Adam on this one. Have you ever played any of the racing games?
No, so I didn't know that Kirby had previous racing games. When I heard about this, I thought like, oh, I wonder if this started as a like an F-Zero title, and then they realized this is actually not going to be a good F-Zero title, but we can slap a different franchise and start building it for that, because it definitely. But if Kirby already had racing titles and I just didn't know, like regardless, Nintendo is just, especially within the last, like, say, I don't know, 5-10 years for the whole lifespan of the Switch anyway. Like you play one of their first party titles, you know what you're getting, right? Like it's going to be like up to here. It's going to be fun. It's not going to take itself too seriously, and this definitely looks like it's right in line with that. So it's not it's probably not one that I pick up just for myself, but I can definitely imagine at a younger point in my life, being in college or something like that. Like, I mean, I think about like how Smash, and Kart both, dominated whole nights, when I was younger and we were all just like around. This feels like one of those things.
Yeah. I think this is the thing, because I was not interested in this game at first. And it's interesting because Danker said the original Air Ride came out on the GameCube, but he did state that obviously they've given more Nintendo Directs than any other game towards this game. So they did I think they did an initial announcement, then there was like a 1 hour thing. It was like, why are you doing a 1 hour thing? Because it shows you how in depth it is. So they've given over 2 hours of directs time before launch, because there's 4 different modes, and it's very, very, very all very different. So I think there's a lot more to it. So now I've obviously spent today watching the reviews and reading the reviews. I'm like, I am so more invested in this now than I was for like the last 6 months, which is interesting. So we'll have to see how it plays, and whether it works well single player or it is a game that you need friends for. So we'll put it through its paces. Ryan, good evening. Welcome on in. He says, what up, friends? Good to see you, Ryan. Great to see you. Our Fortnite champion as well. I hope you're doing well, buddy. Yes. Well, Gozzo wants an F-Zero game. They did that F-Zero 99, but didn't really kind of scratch
F-Zero.
No, we got a proper new one.
I would love a new F-Zero.
Yeah. I'm surprised they haven't done that. F-Zero 99 was all right, but
I mean, they in interviews they say we don't kick off a new game unless we know the new thing we're going to do with the franchise, and evidently they just don't have new ideas for F-Zero. And I mean, I'm just make a new one, man. Like the last one was on Cube, like you just make a new. There's a whole generation that doesn't know F-Zero. Just make one.
Yeah, I think people play it, even if they just ramped up the graphics. It's still the same. Good gameplay. That's all you need for that.
I mean, I suppose it's like unless it reaches. Like for a company of that scale, unless it reaches certain heights, it's not worth doing, right?
Yeah.
Like it would a miserable failure for Nintendo would be life-changing for me and Ash, but like they're more than 2 people. So
yeah. That's fair. That's fair. I know obviously the next big game we get after this will be the new Metroid. So we're literally talking what, next week? Is it? Or is it the week after that? It might be
next Thursday, I think, the 4th.
Yeah.
Blimey, so that's coming around quick. So you've got this, and then in succession, there's been 4 or 5 big Nintendo releases ever since the console come out. Let's see what people are saying scores-wise. Anyway, so chat, get your scores in for Kirby Air Riders. Dank is saying an 8 for this one. UK Gaming Network saying an 8. Gozzo saying an 8. I see a pattern forming already. Oh, iQuell breaking that pattern. 8.5. So chat, get your scores in. Dave, I'll start with you on this one. What do you reckon this got?
I'm going to try a 7.5.
7.5. Okay. Retro Shazar saying an 8. Flame saying an 8. Oh God, this seems popular. Adam, what do you reckon?
I'll go 9.
Going for a 9. Okay. Ash.
I'm going to go with 8. I think I'm trusting the audience on this one, actually.
Okay.
I'm like averaging out their answers.
All right. Okay. Well, let's see if you make this 2 for 2 then. Let's see if this happens. Okay, folks. Last chance. Dave Johnson also saying an 8. Flipping heck, if that's right, the mods are going to be very busy doing shout-outs. I'm going to tell you now. This is Kirby Air Riders, which came out on Switch 2 last Thursday. And I can tell you that mods, you better get typing because this did get an 8 out of 10. So there you go. There you go. So, Ash, congratulations. Second one, right? And that means you should go and download the demo of Existential Treads, folks. Go play it now. You can wishlist it on the Steam store. The link is going to be appearing in both the YouTube and the Twitch chats and is pinned to the Twitch chat right now. And go check out their Discord as well if you want to find out more information on the development of the game and other games that they are doing. So congratulations, Ash, for getting that right. And congratulations to Dave Johnson, Flame, Retro Shazar, Gozzo, Brian at UK Gaming Network, and Danka. Thank you to all those who got it right. There are the links going out now. So there you go. Let's move on to some more gaming news. And obviously something that we briefly mentioned at the end of last week's show, because it was kind of just announced as we were doing last week's show, is the Steam Machine, the brand new PC/console kind of hybrid thing that Steam are bringing out. Obviously, it was announced, and obviously we mentioned that Phil Spencer was like, "Oh, well, Microsoft give it our blessing," and blah blah blah. Well, it's interesting because he might not say that anymore because they've quite rightly basically said we are not competing in the gaming market. So, for those who don't know what Steam Machine is, it's basically a scaled down version of a computer that will play Steam games on. But it basically eradicates the whole desktop thing of it. So you can play it and you can get controllers with it and everything else and VR and gamepads and everything that come with it. But they are clearly not going for the console market because they have stated that don't expect this to be cheap. So it was put to a test group, and there was people that went out and tried it out and have said very good things about it. But when they put the question about, oh, so where's, this is your version of a console, and they were like, no, this isn't our version of a console. And they were like, well, what's it going to come at? Like, is it going to be around about the $500 mark, like the Xbox Series X or the PlayStation 5 launched that? And they're like, no. I was like, right, okay. And they're like, so what's it coming out at? And they were like, and he said there was like a deadly silence in the room, apparently, and no one kind of mentioned it. So, like, people have been predicting how much this machine's going to cost. Now, seeing as that we've had price hikes on Xbox Series X and PS5, and, it's costing you around somewhere even up to $650 to get one of them over in the States now for a PS5, people are estimating $700 to $800 possibly will be the launch price for this. Bearing in mind that we also got the Rogue Ally X, which is the handheld Xbox console / thing, which was coming out at nearly $1,000, or sort of roughly between £800 and £900 over here. So my question to everyone is, I think this looks fantastic, but I wouldn't use it because I've got a gaming PC to play Steam games on. But if anyone who hasn't got a Steam Deck, this is possibly the next best thing. But what do we think this is going to be priced at?
From the way they've been talking recently, you got to think it's going to be somewhere around the maybe $600-700 mark. I mean, they've said they're not going to subsidize it, even though I'm sure they could because they make 30% of every game on Steam. But they said they're not going to subsidize it, and they've said to expect to market more around that sort of the PC sort of scale for like if you look at the different components. And I think like, PC components are getting quite expensive, especially RAM at the moment. I think the RAM's been sucked up for like AI data centers and things like that. So a lot of PC components getting expensive. Plus you got all those tariffs that we've before. So yeah, it feels like this is going to creep up. I mean, I'd love for it to be around the 400-500 mark, because that would be a great little competitor against the consoles. But it sounds more like perhaps like 600 or more. I hope not too expensive. If it was like 800 or more, then I think that'll probably put a lot of people off.
Yeah,
it looks like it'd be a great device to have in like your lounge, your big TV to play PC games on. Because trying to do it on a Windows PC, it's always been a shit experience. You always get a keyboard and mouse near you for something that Windows does.
Yeah,
that you just can't control with a gamepad. But yeah, if it's too expensive, it probably will put a lot of people off, because a lot of people got put off at the price for the the PS5 Pro when they announced that for like $699. I think plenty of people were like, what the fuck? That's a bit much. So yeah, if this comes out more than that, I think you're going to get a similar reaction.
I think the other thing that's interesting is they put out a statement saying this is technically not a super powerful machine. So it's not going to be like your high-end gaming PCs. I think it was something around 7,600 CPU and 7,600 GPU.
I think it's meant to be around sort of PS5-ish specs. From what
well, that's still pretty powerful.
It's good for a pre-built PC that you can just plug into your living room TV and just immediately play games on. SteamOS is great. It's got a nice console-like interface. But if it gets too expensive, it will undoubtedly put some people off, because people have got other stuff they've got to pay for. Drop too much on these things.
Do you think that because I agree with you, Dave, that I think they're going to price it more expensively. Do you think that the cheaper Steam games end up offsetting this? Because when you have a console, you're kind of locked into how much games cost, right? Each subsequent game that you buy for your console. But there's tons of like $5, $10 games on Steam that now that you have a slightly more expensive console, in the long run, you're getting like way more games potentially.
I mean, you got more options with it, because it is just Linux and behind it. It's a full-blown Linux desktop. It'll work exactly like the Steam Deck, so you can install other stores on there. There are ways to do it. You can fiddle around it to your heart's content. So you're not just stuck to Steam. You can play stuff off Epic and good old games if you got stuff there. It's just Valve Store is the front end for it.
Yeah,
as you say, the games usually pretty good prices. Black Friday's going on at the moment. Lots of discounts there. Plenty of key stores where you can get even better deals if you go there. So that might tempt people. But it just depends what they announce it for. I hope they don't go too high, as I say.
It does make me wonder who Valve is obviously making this with like a target audience in mind. And I am curious as to, because it does, I don't know. I mean, I don't have data in front of me, but it does seem like the people that would potentially buy this already have gear. Right. So I really am wondering like who and who they're making it for, and like what volume they expect to like move. Because like when I think about it in a void, I'm like, oh yeah, cool. This seems like a cool device. Like Valve has effectively infinite money, so they don't need to like rush it out. I assume they're gonna like release it when it's actually like good, and if there's something wrong with it, they're gonna be able to fix it. But like it's still, I'm like, I don't know. I have trouble figuring out who this actually is for.
It does feel weird, because I mean, Danker's put this in the thing. He says, as more time passes by, my confidence on the pricing of being under £500 is fading. I'm fearing it might be £750, which could be dead on arrival. He says, buy a mini PC with very similar specs for £400.
Yeah.
So then that's the case. If you can buy a laptop or something, I get that it's like plug and play. You can put it on your big TV. But why spend the ridiculous amount? If let's say if it is £800, £900, why spend that when you can get a laptop and then do the same thing?
A decently spec laptop's expensive though, probably more so.
True, that is true. But if he's saying the comparison of the specs, you can get it for half the price, possibly. The Steam Deck was ludicrously expensive when it launched for the time. No way, this isn't £700. But then again, saying that, the Steam Deck has massively come down in price. So that could be a thing that happens. Whereas we've seen console prices go up, not down. This might come out at a high price and go the same way as a Steam Deck, and price come down eventually. So that might be a thing.
I mean, I think from Steam's perspective, Adam, you were speaking about data. I think that Steam and Gabe have seen enough people with those like 50, 90 graphics cards just playing thousands of hours of Balatro.
Yeah.
I think that the conclusion to draw is that however much the hardware costs does not really matter. PC gamers going to buy a good PC and then play pixel art games, so they can sell this for what they want.
I think you've hit the nail on the head there.
Yeah,
that is so true.
That's insightful. Feel like, I mean, funny, but that is actually like mildly profound. I think you actually are on.
So we will find out once we get more news on the Steam machine. We will let you know. But the chances are, if you want to spend £800, £900 and then play pixel art games, you're more than welcome to. But you could also do that on your computer or laptop as well. And as if this segues beautifully, I'm going to do this. Let's bring up, talk about Steam, because, folks, we said we were going to talk a little bit more about Adam and Ash's game, which is Existential Treads. And I'm going to bring up the Steam page for everyone to see. The links are in the chats. Let's bring this up. If I click on that with magic, there you go. There is the Steam page. You can check this out. As we said, there is a demo on Steam right now. You can download with the first 3 levels. The game is due out in the first 3, hopefully in the first 3 months of next year. By all means, go wishlist it. And if you need any more details, there are loads of other links for their website and their social media, and also their Discord if you want to keep up to date. Also, forgot to mention, this is something as well. This game is Xbox controller and PlayStation controller friendly as well, which is pretty damn awesome. Anything else you want to tell us about the game as I just flick through the Steam page?
Ash, go for it. What do we need everyone to know about this game?
I'm going to say that since Mag played this, there's actually some new content in the demo. We have new towers that you can check out. So if you enjoyed watching him play the demo, there's a good chance you'll find even more content in the current demo on Steam.
Yeah, and we're keeping it up until we launch. So, and we still have updates to do. So, check it out, and then if you like it, check back every month until it launches.
Yeah. And I will keep in touch with Ash and Adam, and we'll get details. And I'm sure Bram will say the same thing and let us know when it's actually coming out, and we'll chuck it in the Discord. But still, wishlist it now. That way you ain't going to miss out. Yes. Do it now, folks. You won't regret it.
Honestly, it really does. Like, we all are at the mercy of various algorithms, right? And wishlisting for like two people, like, it really does help a ton. So if you do, thank you so much. It is a huge help.
Yeah. And I'm going to say this because we said this with our guest last week. If you do buy the game and you play it, leave them a review, because that helps as well massively.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, great.
So please do that as well. Okay.
I mean, do that every time you play a game on Steam that you like. Even if you're like, well, that was pretty fun, just leave a review that says, "Hey, pretty fun." Oh my gosh, it is so helpful for the people that make your games. Really and truly
helps massively. So please do that. We greatly appreciate it. So go check out all the links. We'll drop all the links and everything again very shortly in the chats. Diva, hello, Diva. How lovely. Great to see you. Great to have you here as always. Mwah, to you. Let's move on to our next game. Now, this is a remaster of a classic. Now, I don't think I ever played the full original version. I got a funny feeling that I played a demo of this. But then I think
I was the same.
Yeah. So I kept thinking, oh, yeah, I played that. But I think it was like when you got the demo on the PC disc. Yes, back when you used to get disc on the front of magazine. There was a 2-level demo. As soon as I saw this, I was like, I remember this game. This is another one of those Lucas art game classics being brought back to life. This came out last Thursday on PS4, PS5, Xbox Series X, S1, Switch, and PC. And this is Outlaws and a Handful of Missions remaster. Let's have a look at the trailer for this.
Marshal James Anderson, once a lawman, always a lawman.
I ain't no marshal,
Now, if you know what's good for you, you're gonna start talking and tell me what I need to know.
Did I tell you how much I hate lawmen?
You know where my daughter is or not?
Said something about picking up the train.
It's gonna take more than bullets to get what you want, mister.
Too bad. I was hoping we could talk.
You free to die, kid? Keep them feet.
PlayStation. Now, I'm going to say this now. Either they've watched a number of my streams and see how bad I am at first-person shooters, or they were like, we need to keep this very PG, so we're going to just shoot the guns, but no one's actually going to get killed. It's like an episode of The A-Team.
I was thinking the person playing that was a very bad shot, weren't they?
Just missing everything. And the only time they knock someone out is when they punch someone. So I was like, interesting. But there you go. But anyway, it's a PG trailer. So there you go.
Sure.
So Dave, tell us more about this classic game that has been revitalized.
Yeah, well, this was, I think, originally back from 1997, LucasArts. Western FPS. You're playing as James Anderson, who's a retired marshal, who's out on a quest for revenge, as so often happens in like these old West theme things. You know, his wife has been killed and his daughter's been kidnapped, and he's now got to go and try and rescue her, kill all the people that wronged him along the way. Now, going back to this, I mean, this does look quite dated, I think. Now, I think some other like older FPSs still kind of look alright. Like if you go back to Doom, or you go back to like Dark Forces, but I think on the way this one looks, especially all the brown, the grey, the very boxy-looking environments, this one does look particularly dated. So I can't remember if it was any good or not when I originally played it, because I think, like you, I had a demo off a magazine disc. I think it was okay, but I don't think it ever sort of tempted me to go and buy the full thing. So I don't know if it was ever that great a game, but it's worth bringing these back so a new audience can get to experience them. And it's coming from Night Dive, who've done tons and tons of remasters of very classic other FPSs recently, like System Shock and various other ones like that. So it's nice to bring them back. So the modern audience can play. I think they put some modern conveniences in as well. Controller supports in there if you want to play it with a pad to the mouse and keyboard, and this does include all the expansions that were there for the original, so you got all the extra missions and stuff like that, so there's plenty there for you to get stuck into. It just looks a bit dated compared to a lot of other classic FPS, I think, the style that it was done in.
John Unicycle, welcome on in, great to have you here. Duncan says, beautiful, I'm always glad a LucasArts is revived. I do want them to do some of it. Oh, that was a brilliant game, Sam and Max.
Oh, I love the old point and clicks from LucasArts. Fantastic.
They've done some great ones because they did Full Throttle remastered, obviously Day of the Tentacle, just to name a few that they recently did over the years. Icrot saying hopefully they do Dark Forces 2 and a Jedi Knight next. So that might be the next one. You can see Night Dive doing that because they did all the 2 Rock games as well, didn't they? So they did a good job with those. Adam, shall I go for you on this one?
I mean, this like both of you, I didn't actually even play the demo, but I remember like this game, just the ads in PC Gamer. Yeah. Like that's my memory is just the ad, right? And so to like see this, it's like, oh, that's cool that they brought that one back, because I remembered this one as sort of like almost like a cult classic. Even back then, it was people that liked it were like, yo, this is really cool and stylish, but it didn't catch on the way that like, I don't know, Quake or something did. Yeah. But it is cool. I didn't play it back then, but I love a Night Dive remaster. I'll probably pick this one up. Yeah. No, I'm more inclined to try it now than I was back then. Yeah, sure. This is the funny thing. Icon says, I used to get this game and Redneck Rampage makes it. Sure. Yeah. Yeah, that's another game that I haven't thought of in 20 years. Sure.
Crazy. Yeah. God, bringing back the memories. Also, John Unicycle. Thank you. You're on a 20 stream streak as well. And you've just over on Twitch and you've been rewarded 450 Mojo Bites. So thank you so much for being a loyal viewer. Greatly appreciate it. All right. Let's see what people are saying scores wise for this one. Brian saying 8.5 for this one. And then Danker and Gozzo, they're inseparable, these two. 7.5, 7.5. Chat, get your scores in for this. And Adam, let's go with you. What do you reckon this got?
I'm stuck between 7.5 and 8. I'm gonna go 7.5.
Okay, going 7.5. Okay. Ash?
I am gonna say that I think with this remaster, the gameplay is hard to modernize in that type of game. So I'm going to guess it didn't review as well. I'm going to say 7.
Okay, going for a 7. Retro Shazar saying 8 over on YouTube and on Twitch. Flame saying 7.5 and iQuell saying 8. Dave, what say you?
I'm going to try a 7.5.
Going for a 7.5 as well. Okay, folks, this is your last chance. This is Outlaws and a Handful of Missions remaster, which came out last Thursday on PS4, 5, Xbox Series X, S1, Switch, and PC. There you go. That's a lot to say in one mouthful. There you go. And if there are no more scores in the chat, I can tell you that this did. I'm going to say this was a difficult one to try and average out because it hasn't had many reviews. So literally, I had a handful of one lot of scores and a handful of another lot of scores. And I kid you not, I had to toss a coin to see which one would have got it. And it got tails, which means it was the lowest score because this did get quite a lot of 8s, but it also got the same amount of 7.5s. So there you go. So David Adam, congratulations. You got it right. So firstly, again, go check out Ash and Adam's Existential Treads. We'll be dropping the links in there. Join the Discord. Go follow them on everything. Don't harass them, but go follow them on everything. And they will let you know when the game's coming out. Wishlist it. Play the demo. And then when it comes out, leave a review. There you go. Covering all bases. So Ash and Adam are free, correct, so far tonight. And congratulations to the following people over on the channels. Flame, well done. You're going to get a shout out. Gozzo and Danker, you get a shout out. Gozzo and Danker have got every single one right so far this evening. I have failed so far to trip them up, but I will try. So we'll see how we go. And Dave, obviously, we've got to give you your second shout out. So how do you want your shout out?
You can jump up from behind a chair.
Okay, so here we go. So you thought we peaked last time. Wait for this, lads. There we go.
Yeah, you'll see it doesn't get any better than
it really doesn't get any better. Yeah, here we go. Oh, God, my knees just cracked.
I think I heard.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, I might just stay down here for a minute. Hang on.
Probably a better idea.
Oh, dear. Okay, Dave, you ready?
Go for it.
This might not be as fast as it normally does just after that. So here we go. Dave!
Very good.
God almighty.
We'll get you a knee brace for Christmas.
Yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't be middle-aged gamer guy without like a knee blowing out, right?
I know. Yeah. Blown out knees. Oh, there we go. There we go. Oh dear. Thank you, Drawn. That sounds like when I squat, says Drawn. Yes. And then Danker was like, Dave, and oh, ouch. So literally everybody heard that. That was broadcast around the world. My dodgy knees. There you go. Moving on to our 6th game this evening. This came out also on Thursday for PC, PS4, 5, Xbox Series, XS1, and Switch. And again, going for sort of, it's a new game, but with some retro vibes. This is Neon Inferno. Let's have a look at the trailer for this. There you go, folks.
Wow.
That is Neon Inferno, which came out last Thursday on PC, PS4, 5, Xbox Series, XS1, and Switch. A lot of people.
Like Contra, Street Fighter, and Metal Slug had a baby.
Yeah, it's insane, and I want this so much. Like loads of people in the chat saying really, really good things about this. There's a lot of people have been playing it, and apparently some other people have seen other streamers playing it today as well, which is awesome. So, Dave, tell us a little bit more about this, because this is bringing back some big old Mega Drive and Super NES vibes.
Oh yeah, it makes me think of like the old Contra games, and also I don't know if you remember the old Dick Tracy game on the Mega Drive, where you had the foreground and background enemies that you had to be aware of.
Yeah,
this is going for that sort of same type of straight shooter game, but this is set in like a futuristic New York, where it's ends up being a complete mess. It's got loads of rival gangs fighting for turf, corrupt politicians. The city is just an absolute state, and you're playing one or two characters. Play it single player or local co-op, and you've got to try and just gun everyone down, save the city. It's got a few additional bits where you can ricochet some of the bullets back. And I think that helps in certain situations. There's lots of civilians running around. I think it's like a nightclub scene. You got to try and minimise civilian casualties to help boost your score up on the level. So it does look pretty cool. So I think if you want a bit of retro fun like the old sort of Contra style games, this looks really cool. Love the art style they've gone for. Looks really good, and music sounds good as well.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. Really is. If out of all the games tonight, this is the one I would probably go and buy.
Yeah,
I like.
It does look cool.
Ash, we'll go to you on this one. Your thoughts on this?
Yeah, it looks super stylish. It makes me really want to make a pixel art game.
And then you can play it on the Steam machine.
No free clout.
Yeah, exactly.
They have to send us something.
Yeah. They've got to send you a free Steam machine.
Yeah.
In fact, 2 free Steam machines. Yeah.
But it looks great. I think like you, I would also give this a try. I'm still more partial to the Sectory game. I think that might be a little bit more up my alley, but this is like a close second of everything I've seen tonight.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, let's see how well it reviewed. Let's see how it did. Get your scores in now. Again, people all saying pretty much the same thing. But Drawn Unicycle saying 8.5 out of 10 for this one. iQuell saying a 9. And then Danka, Gozzo, and Brian all saying 8. So, Ash, I'll start with you. What do you reckon this got?
Oh, my gut says 9. Okay.
Going for a 9. Okay. Dave?
I'm going to go 8.5.
8.5. Adam?
I was going to say 9, but I'll do 8.5 just to spread it out.
Okay. All right. Going for an 8.5 as well. Flame coming in with an 8. Retro Shazar also coming in with an 8. Any more? Get your scores in the chat. This is Neon Inferno, which came out on Thursday on PC, PS4, 5, Xbox Series X, S1, Switch, and PC. And Brian says it's a shame the 2 characters don't have different attributes, but otherwise, I really liked it. I'm interesting, so they don't do different things. It's just a 2 character thing. Okay, all right. Well, I can tell you that this did review very well. Not as high as some of you may have hoped, but it certainly got a decent score, because this got an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, perfectly respectable.
Very respectable. So, well done, Flame. Well done, Retro Shazar. Well done, Brian. Well done, Gozzo. Well done, Danka. We've still not managed to knock them off the top so far, but there you go.
On point.
They are 6 for 6. Well, Gozzo just said, I'm going to go get that game. There you go. That says it all. So yeah, I might even try and get it as well. So I'll go check it out. But it's literally out on everything, so it's worth getting. So I might treat myself to an early Christmas present. There you go. Let's talk about some new news now. Obviously, we talked about a couple of weeks on the show that it was leaked that there was a remaster coming for a game that was much loved in the Assassin's Creed franchise. And that game was Assassin's Creed Black Flag. We also talked about the fact that, interestingly enough, it's not just a remaster, it's a slight remake, because there are differences, because a lot of the story element for Desmond's side and the stuff after that happened after Desmond no spoilers just in case you haven't played it, but features characters that featured in that storyline are probably all going to be cut out. So it's all just going to be set in that whole pirate era and all that stuff with the characters, and you won't be sent into the future or stuff. Now, it looks like, and again, take this with a pinch of salt, even though they did kind of announce that stuff and it was leaked and then it came out that that stuff was true, it has been leaked again that potentially we now have a release date for this game. And this is because Ubisoft did send out their final financial figures for the year, and their end of financial year comes at the end of March into April next year. And it did state that there is a unnamed game due to come out. All the other stuff they're releasing was announced, but it's an unnamed game. And they said highly likely it's going to be this Assassin's Creed remake. Because the date for this game is March the 23rd, 2026. Now, some people said, seeing as that they've already announced that when we get the Game Awards in roughly 2 weeks' time, that they are announcing the new Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time remake, that is highly likely we're going to get a trailer dropped for this Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag remake. But some people are also saying, yeah, but look what Bethesda did with Oblivion and just went, there it is. And player base, it was a massive success.
Yeah.
They potentially could do that with this game as well, because even though there's been very different Assassin's Creed games, you speak to a lot of people, they say this was peak Assassin's Creed. This is where it really hit the mark for some people. So they've got that player base that would just get it if they shadow dropped it. So my question is, one, which way do we think they're going to announce it? And two, would it be funny if it turns out that March the 23rd it's a completely different game and not this?
Yeah, it's the new Rabbids game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be quite cool if they just shadow dropped it, and I think you could do that because it's a big franchise that a lot of people like. As you say, this one has always been held in like high regard. I'll be fair, I didn't get on with it that well when I originally tried it way back when. I think I got fed up with like one mission where you had to, I think, board a ship, and I kept getting the desynchronized issue because my crew was still on my ship, and that seemed to just sail off and leave me on the enemy ship. It asked me to catch me. It did it 3 times around, just pissed me off. I never went back to it after that. So hopefully, if they've like tweaked it up a little bit, because I think they're talking about sort of modernising some of the mechanics and stuff like that.
Changing
perhaps adding in some fresh missions and doing stuff like that. Yeah, they might like tidied up things like that were perhaps a bit problematic with the slightly older systems in the game. So it could be worth revisiting when it comes out, but it'd be nice to sort of see a bit more of what they're actually doing with it. You know, are they actually ripping out the modern day stuff? Which I suppose people are always a bit take it and leave it with it. You know, it's always been one of those sort of tentpole parts of Assassin's Creed, hasn't it? I know it's been getting less and less in the more modern games, but in those ones, there was always a bit more to it. I think there wasn't meant to be a reasonable storyline with whatever the modern day stuff was in Black Flag.
It did carry on from the third one, interestingly enough. So it
would be a bit of a shame if they ripped it out. I mean, they could perhaps sort of make it sort of an optional thing, separate it out, perhaps to be its own separate thing from the menu, not to remove it completely, but then it wouldn't interrupt the the pirate adventure side of it. Yeah. We'll wait and see what they do, but I reckon they could do a shadow drop for this if they really wanted.
Yeah, Ash,
I have like a tangential question. Is Assassin's Creed Black Flag the one with the sea shanties in like the soundtrack?
Yes.
Holy damn, that's a good soundtrack. They like literally remade a bunch of, like, I haven't actually played that game. I haven't played much Assassin's Creed, but my goodness, I've listened to that soundtrack a lot. It's so good.
That's so funny. I didn't know that.
Yeah. I think it's why, it was much like, it's funny because the third Assassin's Creed did have ship combat, but no one talks about it. And then they put it into 4, and then everyone's talking about it. And it was practically the same thing. I know there's boarding and stuff that you couldn't do in the third one, but everything else is the same. And then ironically, nearly 20 years later, they released it as Skull and Bones, and then no one liked it. But there you go. So, yeah, it's a bit of an oddity that. But yeah, I think it just caught people's imagination. I think a lot of people liked as well Edward Kenway, the character, was a bit of a rogue, and it was very different because he technically wasn't really a hero in this, and he was he basically nicks someone's identity, and that's not spoiling anything. That happens straight at the start of the game. Whereas you'd add some really kind of heroic type characters. And then Assassin's Creed 3, you kind of had a character that was a quite dull and bland, and not a lot of people liked. So it was something quite different. I think this is why this one has always stood the test. So it's, again, a bit like Dave, not my favorite Assassin's Creed. But
what's your favorite?
So mine is Assassin's Creed 2 Brotherhood. So they did.
Actually, I was going to pick the same one.
Yeah, so it's weird because Assassin's Creed 2, technically, they made 3 games out of that thing.
Yeah.
And that middle one for me is where it was even better than the second one, but it just added more. And then Revelations just felt like a little bit of a step down. It feels like those two were there, and that was up there. And I've never had a game that's been as good as that for me personally. But I do love Black Flag.
Sure.
So there you go. This Gozzo says my favourite is the AC2 series. I mean, he loves all 3 games in the AC2 series and Black Flag. Even Syndicate, the one that was set in London, that was excellent. So
yeah, I love Syndicate. Yeah, Syndicate was great.
Yeah. So I think there's things, there's good ones, there's so-so ones, but there you go. But yeah, I think generally people love this one more. So we shall see. We'll get round to 2 weeks' time if nothing's announced on the Game Awards, and maybe they'll shadow drop it. Or, like Dave said, maybe it will be the next Rabbids party game and we'll all be playing that on March the 26th. So we will find out. Moving to our last couple of the games of the night. Now, this is a game that is available on Game Pass and on PC and Xbox Series X and S. This also came out on Thursday. And this is called Monsters Are Coming, Rock and Road. Let's check out the trailer for this one. There you go. And this is one of those play anywhere titles. So if you can play your Xbox on a fridge or your lawnmower or anything like that, they put those crazy ads they've been putting out. Then you can play this as well. So there you go. Dave, tell us a little bit more about this one.
Yeah, this one's mixing up like tower defense and like some roguelike mechanics and probably sort of a bit of sort of Vampire Survivors energy in there as well with all the constant hordes of like enemies that are coming at you. But in this one, you've got to guide a mobile city to like a place of salvation. I think it's called the Ark in this one. And as the city is going down the screen, your character's got like help fight off some of the monsters and also gather resources. And with the resources, you can keep the health of the city up, or you can build extra parts to the city, extra like say turrets, to help take out some of the enemies as it's rolling along. You got to like clear the path in front of it so that there's no obstacles that will block it off, and you just got to try and keep it in one piece before it reaches the Ark at the end of the level. So it looks like it's one of those games that perhaps looks fairly simple at first glance. I think there's sort of a fair amount of depth to it, especially some of the roguelike parts that can help mix things up for you. So it's quite a lot to sort of get stuck into there. Lots of different runs to do with it. Lots of different styles of city to build and stuff like that. Looks like it could be good fun.
Yeah. It looks pretty cool. Again, didn't hear much about this until a couple of weeks ago, and then when they started saying, it's coming on Game Pass, and they started announcing stuff, I started to see more and more of this one. Adam, I'll throw this one at you.
I mean, this one looks like one that I would play, and it's too bad. It's like mechanically speaking, looks like Ash and I and the studio that did this are like drinking from the same well, so I
Right,
probably
okay.
won't play it until we're done with Treads.
Yeah.
Because I just don't want like bleed.
Yeah.
But I think this looks awesome. I love the art. I mean, I'm a sucker for anything that is, you know, common genre plus like make it roguelike-y or whatever, just because that's the I mean, I love an Assassin's Creed, but like increasingly I just don't have the time to do an 80-hour game. And like the thought of like, oh, I can like hop in and do this for 20 minutes. Like I love that. That's the kind of games that like Ash and I are, you know, usually trying to make. So this is like super right up my alley.
Awesome. Okay. Well, let's see what people are saying. Chat, get your scores in. Dave, I think we're back at you. We're going to start with you. So what do you reckon?
I'll try an 8.
Go for an 8 for this one. Well, Danka and Gozzo are also already agreeing with you with an 8. Adam?
Yeah, this feels like a really good 8 to me.
Okay, going for an 8. And Ash?
Yeah, Danka and Gozzo, I got to follow. It's an 8 from me too.
Mate, okay.
A track record like that, you just gotta,
Yeah, they're leading the way now. So, like, do you realize how much pressure there is on Danka and Gozzo right now?
They better get it right.
Wrong.
Yeah,
happy to.
This is
add
like
to
the
that,
downfall, not just the downfall of this show, but the downfall of the whole channel in the history of the world. So there's a lot riding this. Oh, always confident. I'm calm. Always confident. He's a confident man. Let's see. Retro Shazar, 7.5. Flame also saying an 8. Brian saying a 7. iQuell saying an 8. Folks, get your scores in. This is our Monsters Are Coming Rock and Road, which came out on Thursday on PC and Xbox Series X and S, and you can get it on as part of Game Pass Ultimate and Game Pass Play Anywhere. If there are no more scores, Danky says, I'm not so calm. Oh, okay. One of them is, one of them isn't. Just build the tension a little bit. Keep it
Give it 5 minutes.
Give it 5 minutes, okay. So, what are your plans for the weekend, guys?
I do actually have an observation on that trailer.
Go
it's
for
one
it.
of the rare times you hear UI sound effects in a trailer, and it sounded great. They had all those little like pops and movements when they were like placing the buildings. That's pretty rare to hear in a trailer, and I thought it sounded good.
I bet they added it in post.
I think so too.
I've done that occasionally, not for our trailers, but I've done that occasionally on other stuff.
There you go. See, look, you're hearing all the behind the scenes stuff now. Here you go. And how do we reward you after that little tidbit of information? We reward you with the score. It was, mate.
Oh.
Well done, everyone. Well done. So we're going to have to do 2 lots of shout outs for Adam and Ash. Let's double it up. 2 lots of shout outs for Adam and Ash. Go check out Existential Treads. Go wishlist it. Go download the demo. Go follow them on all their social media platforms. We've got there, and join the Discord and sit patiently and await, just like you waited for that score to appear for when the game comes out in the first quarter of next year. Congratulations also to the chat. We have got obviously leading the way Gozzo and Danka. Well done, guys. Well done for that. iQuail as well. Well done for that. Flame. And I think that's everyone says, a few people said 7.5, but well done to all of you. You're going to be getting your shout outs. And as I say every week, please do give all the people that are getting shout outs in the chat a follow. They spend the time to come and watch this show week in, week out. We greatly appreciate the audience being here. So send them a bit of love back and go check out their channels as well, because we really appreciate that. Thank you. So there you go. Now, Dave obviously also got it right. So how do you want to go about this, your third one?
I think we're kind of left with your walk on from the side, aren't we?
Okay, now do you want to do the me version or the basically it's not even mini me now, is it? Bob Ross version is what we call it now, isn't it?
We'll go with the Bob Ross version.
Go with the Bob Ross version. In fact, where have I put him? Oh, he's there. Here we go. I'll just grab Bob. I'll be back in a minute. Hang on.
It's a long walk over to the side of the room, isn't it?
It is. It's about 2.5 miles. I'll be a few minutes. Okay, you ready?
Oh yeah, go for it.
Dave!
Very nice.
There you go. I'm going to have to come up with some new stuff in the new year because, You get any more than 4 right, we're screwed. We have to
Yeah, I was going to
regurgitate the
say your
material.
track record's pretty good.
There you go. Mag, don't break it this time. I didn't break it. No, I didn't break anything this time. I'm good, Drawn. Don't worry. There you go. Right. Our final game of the night, but not the end of the show just yet. This came out yesterday on PC. Let's have a look at this. This is a game. Let's have a look at it. This is Constance. Here we go. There you go, folks. That is Constance, which came out yesterday on PC. And people say, yeah, this is very much like Hollow Knight, Silk Song. We've seen a lot of Metroidvanias this year. A lot of, but yeah, this time, as Tron Unicycle, it's Painternight. Yes, because there is a difference. It's got a paintbrush. But there's got to be more to that than that, is there, Dave?
Yeah, it's very sort of narrative that will sort of make this one feel a bit different. Because, yeah, it is another Metroidvania. In this one, you're playing as an artist called Constance, and the sort of surreal world that she's exploring is kind of like based on her sort of mental health issues that she's sort of dealing with. So you got levels sort of themed around anxiety and burnout, sort of stuff like that. So it's got some themes in there. Probably a lot of people recognise, and I've seen a reviewer sort of mention it in the same sort of breath as like Celeste, which came out a few years ago, because that also dealt with some, like mental health stuff. So I've heard it sort of mentioned alongside that, and I think people also said that like the platforming is pretty good and quite challenging, like Celeste platforming was. And it looks pretty decent graphics wise. Nice sort of clean art style to it. You can tell exactly sort of what's going on it as you're playing it. But yeah, not much else to really say. Another Metroidvania, but probably some more sort of things in the narrative that people could relate to. So it might tempt some people to try this one compared to others.
Okay. I mean, I do like the look of this, and I did state wasn't a big fan of the Silk Song. I thought it was all right. I think we've said this last week. There was better Metroidvanias out there. I mean, ironically, next week there is a Metroidvania that's out. So, so we'll see how that compares.
An actual Metroid, yeah.
Yeah, an actual Metroid. Can you imagine if that turns into something completely different? That'd be bizarre. If it is.
RTS.
Card battling game. Like, oh,
RTS, yeah.
But I do like the look of this one. But I do like the fact that it's got a decent backstory to it as well. That kind of pulls me in more than, no offense to Silk Song. It's perfectly decent, not knocking it. It's a perfectly decent game, but it didn't grab me like it grabbed some people, Silk Song. So, but this I like that gives me a reason to want to try this one. Ash, your thoughts? I'm going to come to you for this last game. What
question for you though, Mag? Did you enjoy Hollow Knight that you didn't have a good time with Silk Song?
Never played Hollow Knight.
Okay, gotcha.
So maybe that's what led to it. I think Hollow Knight. What year did Hollow Knight come out? Does anyone know?
Quite some time ago, wasn't it?
So it might be before I even was streaming. So maybe that's why I missed it.
Okay.
So yeah, so that might be my thing. I enjoyed it, but I've played, and I did state this last week, I've played other Metroidvanias that have come out this year that I thought were far better compared to that. So there you go. It won some awards last week, so fair play to it. But I was kind of like, yeah, that's the way I feel about it. But yeah, there you go. But what about you, Ash? Would you dive in with? I mean, have you played Silk Song? What are your thoughts?
I have not played Silk Song. Okay. I played Hollow Knight, and I thought I had fun playing it. But I was informed by some friends recently that I haven't even scratched the surface in that game. And even though I thought I was done, I'm not even 10% of the way through. And so when I thought I was quite close to starting Silk Song, I now realized it's many years in the future away from me. So yeah, I'll have to wait for the remaster before I actually pick that up.
And what do you think to this one? Would this grab you? Like, you try this one?
It looks really cool. I think the platforming scared me off a little bit. That Celeste was pretty hard, and I got through it, but it was like tough. And some of the platforming sections in this looked a bit tough, but otherwise, like I love a Metroidvania, so yeah, I'd be down to try.
Okay, all right. Well, let's see how it fares up, because I think Silk Song got a 9. Did it on this show? I can't remember that. If anyone can correct, I think it got a 9 out of 10 on average on this show. So let's see how this fares up. So chat, get your scores in. This is Constance, which came out yesterday on PC. Icos says, a Metroid dating sim. An independent woman in an alien world tries to find her voice and true love.
Sounds pretty good.
I'd play that. Just saying, that sounds great. Pitch that, Iquel. We'll go for that. So, Danka says, Drawn was first, coming in with an 8 for this. Danka says, 8.5. I'm staking the clean sweep on this. Oh, now he's confident. He's confident. Gozzo also saying 8.5. Flame saying 8. Iquel saying 8.5. Retro Shazar saying 8. So we've got 8s and 8.5s. So, Adam, we'll start with
oh man, I'll go 8.5.
8.5, yeah. Ash?
I'm going 7.5.
Oh, okay, 7.5. Dave?
I like Danker's confidence. Let's go the 8.5 as well.
Okay, he's going with 8.5 as well. Okay. If they do this, they've got a clean sweep. And I can't remember the last time that they got a clean. It's been a while. Let's just say it has been a while. I've managed to catch them out, which means I need to try bloody harder next week to try and catch them out.
How often, just to interject, how often does that happen?
That they got a clean sweep?
Yeah, that a viewer, any viewer.
Not that often.
It seems like it would be rare.
Yeah. And then we have had like one person who might be watching the show one week and get 0, and then they get 6. See, Gozzo in 5 years has got 2 clean sweeps.
Wow.
So there you go.
I mean,
amazing.
That's in 5 years. Work. So that's
well. Now I
good
kind of hope I'm wrong with my 7.5.
It's like, dang it. But we'll see. But yeah, we get a few people, and it's funny because we have had some people that have watched the show and then they've come on as guests and they've done worse being on the show than they have. And they're like, oh, I'm not coming on the show again. I've done better when I just watch it. So
yeah.
So it is really random, and sometimes I am. See, sometimes it's quite easy to get scores because I'm going to say tonight, a lot of the reviewers said the same things. Sure. A lot of the scores were, so it was very easy. Some weeks I'm pulling out someone saying it's a 3 out of 10 and someone saying it's a 9 out of 10 and it's that, and it's trying to make an average. So it makes it totally random. Danka got 1, his first one last year.
Nice.
So this will be Gozzo's 3rd and Danka's 2nd if they get this.
Yeah.
If they get this.
Yeah.
And they only just went and did it, didn't they? It was an 8.5 out of 10. There you go. 8.5. There you go. So, for the penultimate time tonight, go check out Existential Treads. Go join the Discord. Go wishlist it. Go download the demo. Danka, Gozzo, well done for the 8 out of 8. Icar says, can my pitch for the new Metroid Love Sim be on the big screen at the Timeless Gaming Convention next year? Well, maybe. We have some game pitches at that event that we run, so we'll see. There you go. So congratulations to everyone who got that. Shout outs are going out across the board. Now, Gozzo, well done. Danka, well done. And to everyone else that got it right as well. Iquail, well done. You got it right as well. And I think that was it. I've not missed anyone out. Dave, obviously, you're now 4. We need to think of something better because now I've scuppered myself by saying, well, what happens if you get 4? We have to regurgitate some content. So
I would also just hiding behind your curtains. You haven't done that one.
That's a good shot. Let's try that. You watch me smash a load of ornaments now. So, that is going to be more difficult than it looks because there's not a lot of space to do.
Try your best.
Oh, God. Yeah, I've nearly got something over. This is a first, ladies and gentlemen. It's probably going to be a last. Dave!
I like that one.
There you go.
Very
We'll keep
nice.
that in.
Nice to have a change.
You watch next week, you'll get 5 right, and then we've got to go back to the drawing boards.
I'll get you some assaulting off your shelves.
I don't think IKEA can take the weight. We'll see. Just before we wrap up the show, let's talk about our final gaming news story. Now, obviously, we talked about this on the show last week. We stated that when we talked about Call of Duty Black Ops 6 last year, it got one of the highest gaming scores that it's Call of Duty has ever had on the show, and it got an 8.5 out of 10. However, last week, its average reviews were coming out at 7, which drops it down to when we were talking about Cold War and some of the other games that come out. And it seemed to be it's that thing, the whole thing of just pushing out another Call of Duty game and just doing the same thing over again. And it has been revealed that Black Ops 7 hasn't had a great launch in Europe. Now, obviously, someone else stated that it's not doing well in Japan as well. But over the last week and a bit since it's come out, it has fallen short massively of where they were hoping in the European market. It is 63% down on sales. Thank you, Bram, for the on-screen celebration as well. Love it. Love it. Thank you for the 40 bits, man. Greatly appreciate it. You guys can't see it on here, but on Twitch, there was loads of like emotes going all over because obviously people playing COD just going, what did I buy this? It's 63% down on predicted sales compared to Battlefield 6. Now, Battlefield 6 was the best-selling game of October. Thank you again for the 40 bits as well. He's doing another one. Thank you so much for the on-screen celebration. Greatly appreciate that. And it's actually 57% down on sales in its opening week compared to Black Ops 6. So that's the first thing that's not gone well for it. So it's generally just down sales-wise. For Steam concurrent players, Black Ops 6 in its first week had over 315,000 people playing. This has had less than 100,000 people playing. So nearly over 200,000 people less playing this. Now, granted, we haven't got the figures because this was released on Game Pass. Thank you, Bram, for the 20 bits. Thank you. Greatly appreciate it. But people are saying that it's not just, I don't know why I had them. Well, I appreciate you giving it to the channel. It supports the channel. Thank you so much, mate. So that's a total of 100 bits. Greatly appreciate it. People are saying also there's been a bit of stigma on this game. And we have yet to get the figures on how well it did on Game Pass downloads and PC Game Pass downloads. But 2 other games have been doing very well. Obviously, we've already mentioned Battlefield 6. Ark Raiders is another game that reviewed very well and has literally come out of nowhere and done really, really well as well. The other thing that's going against it is that people are saying that really this just feels like a Black Ops 6.5 and feels like a tag-on DLC with some extra multiplayer maps. Plus, there's been a lot of issues, which we discussed on last week's show when it launched, that some people aren't happy about. So I think a lot of people were hoping that if they were going to bring out another Black Ops, it wouldn't have been the year after the last Black Ops. It would have been a year or two like they have been doing and spreading these across a number of years. So all these factors have led to it not being a great launch in Europe. Now, obviously, we're going to have to wait until we get more figures from other places and we'll talk about it. But this won't surprise me that it will still probably sell an absolute ton and still be knocking around next year because we still saw that a couple of months ago, last year's COD and the years before were still in the top 10 games of the year at that point. So this probably will still sell a boatload. But are we getting back to that fatigue of COD like we had at the start of 2020 when we said we had Cold War come out, Vanguard, and me and Dave would talk about it, and we're like, they're just churning out very average campaigns. The maps are not to everyone's liking. Have we kind of gone and done that thing where it's hit that peak with Black Ops 6 and then or what do we think's happening?
Well, I think with any like annualized franchise, you're always going to get certain versions that just don't hit with the audience. I think Vanguard didn't really hit, and I think before that Infinite Warfare didn't hit. I get the impression probably like the Call of Duty crowd probably prefer a more modern approach to like the campaigns, the sort of modern warfare type things. So I don't know what their plan is for next year, but let's say it's like say Modern Warfare 4 or whatever next year.
Yeah,
that might do a lot better because it's what people are looking for. Because you can perhaps guess that because lots of people have gone for Battlefield 6 this year. Yeah, that's doing really well, and that is your modern current sort of generation military shooter. It's not going for any like futuristic rubbish. It's not going back to like World War II or anything like that. It's just sticking in modern times. I think people tend to prefer that from what I can sort of pick up. So considering this Black Ops 7 is slightly futuristic, and it looks a bit daft in the trailers when they came out, like the big knives getting thrown around in the environment. It just didn't really look like what you'd really want from Call of Duty probably for a lot of the players. So I think this is probably like their down turn on the graph, but maybe next year's one will send it back up because
possibly
we won't get another Battlefield next year because that isn't annualized.
Yeah, of course.
So it'll probably have a bit more. It might have a bit more room to breathe because it's had, as you said, it's had Battlefield and it's had Arc Raiders, and people have only got so much time as well for these games. So if you jumped into one of those, you might want to stick with those for now, and maybe some people will come to Black Ops 7 later on when they've got a bit more time. But there's too many games competing for the little amount of time that we've got these days.
I think this is the thing. We obviously played the game last night. We tried it out, and I mean Bram said this. He says I think it's also the always online single player that killed it. I find that bizarre that it's a single player game. You can have a campaign of 4 people, but you have to be online. And as we found, even before we started the game, we got kicked out. We had to reload it just because I was talking to chat for a few minutes.
Interesting.
And it's like you can't even pause the game. And if you do get kicked out, you have to start back at the start of that level, which is annoying.
That's
and I
weird.
think
that would annoy me. I wouldn't.
It feels like one of those things that when you're designing in a vacuum, like that's a decision that makes perfect sense on paper relative to a bunch of other decisions that you sort of made on paper, but in practice, like it's just it doesn't stand up at all. Like you can't pause a single player game like that. You tell that to any like normal person not part of these discussions, you're going to get like a shoulder shrug, like what the hell are you talking about, man?
It's a really bizarre thing because this is the other thing, and this is again from an experience we had last night. It says, and if you play alone, the other 3 spots are not filled with AI characters. So there's no difficulty setting on this game. So it actually makes it really difficult. And we were saying that actually the levels were more difficult than the boss battles. The boss battles weren't too bad.
Sure.
I think I only died out of 1 out of 3 boss battles, and then we managed to do it the second time round. But some of the levels were really hard going. But here's the funny thing. If you put the thing to opt out of having random players play the game, it should only be single player.
Yeah.
But as we were loading into the last level on the stream, it chucked people into my game, even though I clicked the thing to say no. And we had random people talking while we were watching the cutscene. I was like, who the hell is these guys?
That's awesome.
And I'm like, so what's the point of having a thing where you can turn the multiplayer on or off if people are still going to get chucked into your game?
I'm wondering if they just thought like, oh, it's Call of Duty and people will tolerate it, right? Like it's, we've got like they want to play their COD, they'll be here, whatever, shoulder shrug. I don't know, that feels like such a baffling decision.
It's crazy. As Arqual says, I suppose the downside of Game Pass as well is if the word of mouth is poor, which it has been for this one, people just try it, Game Pass, and then bounce off because they haven't spent 70, 80 quid or whatever it is on it. I can't see me. Whereas Black Ops 6, I did a stream of it. I loved it. It was spy espionage. You had to sneak around, do stuff. Then there were some action ones and stuff. This all just feels the same. But then it's getting more ridiculous. As Dave said, giant swords flying out of the sky. We ended up fighting some space tentacle monster on one of the levels. I was like, what is this? Like, and I can't see me going back and playing that. I've done the stream of it now, and I'm like, I'm done.
Sure.
And I think that's the thing. Whereas they get told a really good story with the last one. And it felt like you're really immersed in this world of like spy espionage. And then this was just like, this is just some shooting game.
Yeah, it feels like compared to that, it feels extra goofy. I haven't played this one, but like it's just, I don't know. That's so odd.
Yeah. So there you go. I'll be getting 100 gigabytes of space off my hard drive very soon as I delete.
Doesn't that always feel good though when you're done with like a game that came out in the last 2 years and you get to delete it? You're like, oh my god, that's so much space.
I know. Do you know what? It's funny because I had the Indiana Jones game which came out last December. I played that all through Christmas. Wait for the DLC that obviously came out in September, and I finished it off for the weekend. That's over 100 gigabytes. Sat on there. I was like, right, I can delete that now to put COD on. So that's sat there for nearly 11 months. And then COD is going to not even lasted a week on my hard drive. It's going to be gone by tomorrow.
It really isn't a positive review when the most thing you've been excited about in the last 5 minutes talking about this game is the 100 gigabytes you're getting back when the game's gone. That is not what you want on the box.
No. Call of Duty Black Ops 7. You can't wait to delete it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never going to get sponsored by Activision.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry.
But hey, look, I slagged off to Ubisoft plenty of times and we're sponsored by them. So look, anything can happen, people. Anything can happen. Living a dream. So there you go. Folks, that is our show. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here tonight. Everyone who's been watching on YouTube and Twitch, thank you for all being here. Going to give a special shout out again to Bram in the chat. Thank you, mate. Thank you for what you do for gaming devs and everyone at Game Taste. You're an absolute legend. Thank you so much. And thank you for the opportunities that you've given us on this channel. Greatly appreciate it. Also, our wonderful guests, Adam and Ash. Thank you so much. First time being on the show. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope we've made you feel welcome. And
definitely. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, no, very, very. I wish you all the success with the launch game. Please do stay in touch. Let us know what's going on and we can chat out and tell our community about the game. And if I can get all the links just one last time chucked into both the Twitch and the YouTube chats, I greatly appreciate it. Go wishlist Existential Treads. Go play the demo. Go check it out. Go join the Discord. And then when you finally go and buy that game next year, please, please, please leave these awesome guys a review because we greatly, greatly will appreciate it. So thank you guys for being our guests tonight.
Yeah, thanks, Mag. Thanks, Dave.
Yeah. You are very, very welcome. Yes, and as always, my co-host who knows the most, thank you to Mr. David Jones.
Always a pleasure.
Keeping the knowledge going throughout because there's stuff that I can't remember. There's only so much this brain can compact in from one show at a time. So thank you so much for being the fountain of knowledge that you are. And that's it from us. We'll be back with another TNGC next week. I can't actually tell you who our guests are next week because it's kind of confirmed, but it isn't. So I don't want to spoil it if it does fall through. So I'll just say it could be a very interesting one. DJ Mike, it is not you. Hello, how you doing, mate? Turns up right at the end. Typically, I'm the guest and spoil it. No, it Mike's. But we will get you back on, Mike. We need to get you back on. So I hope you're well. I hope all the crazy weather over in Canada's not too bad, mate. He says, "Ouch." Sorry, mate. I'm just saying it's not you. There you go. But yes, we'll be back with this show next Tuesday. Tomorrow, for my sins, as requested, I'm doing more Just Dance 26 on Twitch and TikTok. You get to pick the songs. I have no idea what I'm going to be dancing to. I'm probably going to dance very badly, but it is for your entertainment. So we are doing that tomorrow night. And Thursday night, as mentioned, Kirby Air Riders will be putting this through its paces, seeing if this deserves that 8 out of 10. So all that leaves for me to do is we're going to go raid some people on Twitch. And if you're on YouTube, unfortunately, it's just going to end. Sorry, it's not the way I planned it, but you can watch it back on a loop. So let's go see who's on over on Twitch. There's quite a few to pick from. And I think let's go for someone we've not raided in a while. Lisa Paranorma's on. She hasn't been on for a while. I don't think we've raided her for a while. What is she playing? So we'll quickly press this. She is playing some Among Us. There you go. So she's playing some cute games. So sounds a bit sus, but we will go raid Lisa. And I think Kev's there as well. So Lisa and Kev, known as King Crazy. So let's go raid them. hit the button, and that should start after the end credit roll. No, I pressed the button twice. What the hell happened there? What happened there? That did not work.
You've broken it.
Have I broken it? Is that not working?
First the 8 that didn't show up.
I know. No, it's doing it. There you go. Thank you, Stream Deck, for just fucking me over. There you go. All that leaves for me to say is wherever you are in the world, have a great morning, a great afternoon, and a great evening. And we shall see you tomorrow at 8:30 for some Just Dance. God help me. Yes. Well, it helps me lose weight, anything's possible. So there you go. We will say goodnight, and we'll do that thing where we all wave at the camera. Thank you very much. Good night.
Good night.
Bye.